So part 4, we're picking up with screening. And in your research, depending on what sources you looked at, they may have mentioned a couple of things that you can do for screening, like testing for fecal occult blood, which means actually getting a stool sample in the office and smearing it on a little card, and then testing to see if there's any blood in the stool sample, and then doing sigmoidoscopy and all sorts of different things. But we really want to talk about in Western countries and in what really is expected now, and that's doing the gold standard, and that's doing colonoscopy. Um, so it's a little bit unclear, at least to me at this point. When I was in medical school and just before having left practice, it was pretty clear that guidelines had stated that everybody should get a screening colonoscopy if you do not have any risk factors in your family, like there's nobody, you don't have a mom or a dad or a brother or sister who had colon cancer, or there's no genetic syndrome in your family, that everybody should get a screening colonoscopy at age 50, and you get one every 10 years thereafter, up until I think it's like 75 or 80. It looks like that the guidelines might be dropping it down to age 45, which in case I get mine in 2 years. So the procedure is you take a bowel prep. So you take a bunch of medication, and you keep taking it until your stool comes out clear. So it comes out the color of the medication that you're taking. And that means at that point, your colon is clear, because the doctor doesn't want to do a colonoscopy if they can't see the lining of your stool. So if there's stool in your colon, not helpful. And then the doctor takes a camera and they put you under some mild sedation so you don't feel this. And they run a camera literally from your anus all the way up your sigmoid colon, up your descending colon, across your transverse, and then back down your ascending colon. And it does not go into your small bowel. This is just for your large intestine. And they see what it looks like on video and take pictures. And if there's anything that looks suspicious, they can take a tissue sample and or remove a small polyp, precancerous or cancerous lesion, and send it for pathology. And sometimes if it's a precancerous lesion, that's your treatment. Um, um, and then they, if everything looks great, fantastic. If you're clean, come back in 10 years for another one. And if it's not clean, or if they see something precancerous, or if there's a polyp, or if they find like early stage 0 cancer, well, now you fall out into a protocol, where they say, okay, we found something and that's not great, but now we know what to do, and you need to come back every year or every 2 years or every 5 years, or hey, this is cancer. You now need to see a cancer specialist, but you've been found. And that's very much a good thing. And the idea again is you're seeing somebody before they have symptoms. And so in here, I left you 2 videos. One is just talking you through what a colonoscopy is, and it's just by drawings. And another is actually a doctor showing you the procedure. And I've got another video at the end. So let's talk a little bit about survival. And it gets a little bit confusing, and sometimes cancer specialists haven't helped us at all, because they have a traditional staging system of stage 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, and another now where it's talking about disease as local, regional, and distant. And so I'm going to try to help cut through a little bit of the confusion and try to connect those two into something that makes a little bit more sense. And hopefully that'll make things a little bit better for you guys when we're discussing this. So local is meaning cancer that is just in the colon and in the rectum. And when you're seeing this data, a lot of times you're looking at colorectal cancer, and you can separate them out. I didn't for the purpose of this. Regional is meaning that it's cancer that is in something that's really close to the colon, or that's just in the local lymph nodes. And distant means it's cancer that's spread far, far away from the colon. And we will do part 5 in a second.